Alright, catching Pokemon is like one of the core gameplay mechanics. It's what the whole game is about. Well, a good deal of it is. So, what if we just don't do that? Yep, rules will be on screen right now as well as in the description. In short, we can't open the items menu then select a Pokeball item. But before, as always, let's set the text speed to fast, battle animations to off, and battle style on set for max difficulty. Let's go! We start our journey in our room. Don't forget the potion inside your PC. Downstairs, we don't even say goodbye to our mom. We go straight to the exit. We rush to the nearest grass patch to trigger the Professor Oak's cutscene. We are now dragged to his lab to pick our starter. As for our starter, there's only one valid choice: Bulbasaur. Why? Well, we will not be using HM users. It felt against the spirit of the challenge, so every HM user will need to be a team member. I had to choose a cut user, and it was a choice between Charmander and Bulbasaur. Now, considering that the first gym leader is Brock, Bulbasaur looked like the superior choice for this run. Sorry, Charmander. Very well, with our starter picked, we go to Viridian City to grab the Oaks parcel. Then, delivering the Oaks parcel, we get the Pokédex. With this behind us, it's time to go gain some levels. And Viridian Forest is the perfect place for that. Bulbasaur's poison type is one of its strengths here. It can't be poisoned by the Weedle here. The bug catchers will give enough XP to level up to level 10. Now it's time to face the rival. Don't be me, I didn't save before triggering the battle. That was a mistake. This battle is very luck dependent, so much so that I lost my first attempt and blacked out. Now let me show you my second attempt. The rival starts off with a Pidgey. I open the battle by using Leech Seed. Pidgey answers by ruining my accuracy by using Sand Attack. From now on, I try to knock it down by using Tackle, but I keep on missing my attacks. Thankfully, Leech Seed keeps slowly draining the Pidgey's HP. Eventually, I manage to hit enough attacks to defeat it. Now Charmander comes in. I get very lucky and manage to hit a Leech Seed on it. Now Charmander ruins my attack by using Growl. I keep on missing my attacks. But eventually, the Charmander wastes enough turns with Growl, and I hit enough tackles that I actually managed to win. That was not pretty, but it worked out in the end. Now, it's time to face our last trainer before Brock. In Pewter City, we go to Brock's gym to face our favorite trainer, the Latias trainer. This junior trainer begins by sending out a Diglett. To no one's surprise, I begin by using Leech Seed. Its scratches deal a lot of damage, but it has low defenses and my tackles also deal good damage. The Diglett eventually goes down. Now, before doing anything to the Sandshrew, I use a potion. The Sandshrew uses a scratch. Like before, I use Leech Seed. Then I just keep using Tackle. Sandshrew gets really annoying. It lowers our accuracy with Sand Attack, which causes me to start missing my attacks. But thanks to a combination of Leech Seed and me managing to hit a few tackles, I actually managed to defeat the Sandshrew, winning us the battle. We get enough XP to reach level 13. You may point out that in the Rivals battle, we knocked out the Pidgey before blacking out, so the extra XP mattered. It didn't. I did a test run before recording this run, where I got lucky enough to win the battle first try, and I also got to level 13 after the junior trainer battle anyway. As you've seen, this level is important because we learn Vine Whip, which is huge for Brock. Oh yeah, Brock! I use Vine Whip on the Geodude. The Onix comes in, but it only uses Screech, so it goes down to a Vine Whip. Brock is defeated, and with that we receive the Boulder Badge. That was easy. Easier than that only with Squirtle. It's a shame it can't learn Cut. But anyway, let's move on. Very well, Route 3 time. While battling the trainers here, Bulbasaur evolves into Ivysaur. I'll be very careful to only battle the mandatory trainers. Why? You see, in the Mount Moon Poké Center, we can, for only 500 Poké Dollars, buy our second team member, Magikarp. And since we can't grind on wild Pokémon, the trainers we avoided will provide the XP necessary to level up the Magikarp. A tiny optimization, but the earlier this thing evolves, the better. In Mount Moon itself, we suffer. No, really, the trainers here are really annoying. Some of the Rockets have Zubats in their teams, and since we are switch training the Magikarp, they can hit us with confusion and deal a lot of damage with Leech Life. One of the disadvantages of having picked Bulbasaur. So save and heal constantly. It will be a slog, but you'll eventually emerge on Route 4. As you can see, I'm poisoned, but that's okay, because now we arrive in Cerulean City. Alright, Cerulean City. I have the type advantage here, so I go straight to Misty's gym. The trainers here are no challenge, giving me their precious XP. As for Misty herself, I start with Magikarp. Yes, I'll be switch training on Misty. She uses an X-Defend on the Staryu. It outspeeds me and goes for a tackle. I go for Vine Whip for massive damage. It goes for another tackle as it goes down to another Vine Whip. I obviously switch back to Magikarp. Misty wastes her free turn with another X-Defend. I try to set up Leech Seed, but all that the Starmie does is spam Tackle, just to go down to Ivysaur's Vine Whips. That was close. Too close. It was a mistake to try to set up Leech Seed. I should have used the Vine Whip from the start. But a win is a win, and that's the Cascade Badge obtained. Well, Misty may not have been a challenge, but worry not. For a tougher battle, let's face the rival. I lead with Magikarp. I want this thing to evolve so badly. Anyway, I switch to my Ivysaur. This thing is really annoying. It can ruin my accuracy with Sand Attack, so I Leech Seed it just in case. Now it's just a matter of spamming tackles and hoping they hit. At least switching to Magikarp won't be useless, because that will reset our accuracy back to normal. Look, it's not like Abra can do something, so let's skip to the part where Rattata appears. This Rattata is actually a threat. It can dish out a ton of damage if we get unlucky. We got lucky and it only used the weak tackles, so it went down to 2 Vine Whips. Charmander is also dangerous. We got lucky too, as we spammed the tackles, it only used weak scratches. Phew, we won. Nugget Bridge is manageable. The XP wield is low, but it's at least some progress towards getting the legendary Gyarados. Oh yeah, we help out Bill. To be honest, I just want the SS ticket. Poor Bill, he must be itching to nerd out about his collection with someone. Anyway, down to Route 5, through the underground path, and to Route 6. These pair of trainers here are of note. The PG they have is as pain-inducing as every PG has been, and they force us to face them to arrive in Vermilion City. Man, I swear, Bulbasaur is a good starter, but it's in moments like these that I miss Pikachu. We arrive in Vermilion City. but it's just to use the Poké Center. So we can go back to Route 6 to face the trainers there. Magikarp is so close to evolve. I can feel it. It's almost there. But alas, it was not enough. It's okay. Let's go to Route 11. There's more trainers here. One battle here, one battle there, and yes! Finally! This Magikarp is finally evolving. Hope you have TM11 enhanced from Misty, cause Bubble Beam is gonna be our best water move for a while. With our brand new Gyarados, let's sweep Route 11 clean of its trainers. I worked so hard to get you, so get ready to be used. On an unrelated note, I grabbed the bike voucher. It's easy to forget it. At least I do sometimes. Anyway, we're not done training yet. To the SSN. There's a ton of trainers and useful items here. Gyarados can take care of the first floor. The trainers of the lower floor use mostly water types, so that's a job for our Ivysaur. Going to the second floor, I face the two sailors in the ship's deck. And on the second floor, using a mix of Ivysaur and Gyarados. Now it's time for the only battle of note here, the battle against the rival. He leads with Pidgeotto. I send in my Gyarados. Bubble Beam can one-shot it. Raticate has bad special, so a single Bubble Beam also knocks it out. Kadabra is harmless enough. I hit a Bubble Beam as it tries to teleport. Then the following bite knocks it down. Charmeleon is a fire type, so it has no chance. The rival is defeated. With that, we can access the captain's cabin, so we can rub his back. With the rubbing done, we're really good at rubbing. We received the whole reason why I picked Bulbasaur as a starter. HM1, cut. We now can cut this little tree. Let's face the trainers in Surge's gym. Then solve the broken puzzle to access Surge, so we can challenge him. Now the battle starts. He sends a Voltorb. I use Ivysaur. He hits a Sonic Boom. Then we miss a Razor Leaf. If it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate, as they say. Voltorb hits a Tackle. Then it goes down to a critical Razor Leaf. Good. Now it's Pikachu's turn. It crits a quick attack, but another critical Razor Leaf is enough to put it down. Now it's his ace, Raichu. It wastes its turn with a useless Growl. Then I set up Leech Seed, for some reason. A critical Thunder Shock deals very little damage. Then I nail a Razor Leaf for a ton of damage. Then Surge wastes his turn again with an X speed. Razor Leaf finally wins us the battle. And that's Surge defeated, and the Thunder Badge in our hands. We also gain TM24, Thunderbolt. It will be very useful later. So back to Cerulean City, we can finally grab our bicycle. So to Route 9 we go. With Ivysaur and Gyarados, there's not much of a challenge here. And neither is Rock Tunnel. The hikers and Pokemaniacs here are not a trouble for Pokemon with water and grass moves. The only thing of note that happens here is that our Ivysaur evolves to a Venusaur. Okay, Route 10. I'll avoid the trainers here and go straight to Lavender Town to heal up. In Route 8, I'll also avoid the trainers here for now. I'll use the XP for our new team members. The more seasoned amongst you may already know who they are. Going through the underground path and emerging in Route 7, we arrive in Celadon City. I heal, because that's what you do when you arrive in a new city. Now I go to the back of the Celadon condominiums, Cause on the top, we gain an Eevee for free, just like that. Now I go to the Celadon department store. I buy the Thunderstone. Jolteon is the best evolution here, so I go to the top floor to buy 2 fresh waters. This girl gives the TM for Ice Beam if you give her a fresh water, a powerful TM that most water types can learn, so teach it to or Gyarados. Alright, let's evolve that Eevee. Back to the Pokemon Center, there is a few TMs I stored on the PC for Jolteon. TM24 Thunderbolt and TM8 Body Slam. Now I go to Route 16 to grab the HM2 Fly. This house right here is a restaurant. Here we can find this NPC who gives us the coin case. I'll go to the Celadon Game Corner to buy 200 coins, so we can buy our next team member, the humble Abra. Remember I bought 2 fresh waters? We can now deliver the drink to the guard so we can go to Saffron City. Here in Mr. Psychic's house, we can get TM29, Psychic. Abra can make good use of it. Wait a second. Oh no! I forgot something. I got the HM for Fly, but I have no flyer. Alright, good thing I remembered it while I'm in Saffron City. Because Saffron City connects with Route 6, that connects with Vermilion City, that leads to Diglett's Cave. That allows us to go back to Pewter City so we can cut our way to this part of the museum and acquire the Old Ember. Should have gotten it when I got cut. Oh well. Remember the trainers I skipped in routes 10, 8, and 12? Very well. We'll use them to level up our Abra. The XP in routes 10 and 12 are actually enough to evolve our Abra into a Kadabra. Our Kadabra can then easily deal with the poison types in route 8. Just like Gyarados, Kadabra is a Pokemon that really pays off training from its weak form. With the training done, we go to Celadon City. It's time to burst the Team Rocket hideout. Kadabra can chew through the trainers here. Most of them use poison types. The only real, and I put real in quotes, fight here is Giovanni. He starts off with Onix. I lead with Venusaur. Razor Leaf knocks it down. Razor Leaf again knocks out the Rhyhorn. And one last Razor Leaf knocks the Kangaskhan. Giovanni spats some dialogue. Then he leaves behind a Silph Scope. Nice! I go to Erika's gym. Most grass types here are also poison types, so Kadabra thrives here. It makes me wonder if this is a strategy intended by the devs. Anyway, let me show you the Erika battle. Erika leads with a Victory Bell. I lead with my Kadabra. Being a poison type, a critical Psychic knocks it down. Tangela survives a Psychic, so it gets annoying by using Bind. Tangela has bad moves, so it's not a worry. A following Psychic knocks it down. Vileplume falls to a single Psychic. Erika is defeated. And that's the Rainbow Badge in our hands. Psychic types are so OP. Back to Lavender Town. In the Pokemon Tower, we shall, once more, deal with the rival. As I completely destroy him in the background, I must say, should I just face him when I arrive in Lavender Town for the first time? I don't remember where I heard it, but the theory is that you face the rival when you arrive in Lavender Town the first time. You look at that big tower and think, this looks important, I should look inside it. Then you face the rival. Then you notice that you can't face the ghosts inside. Just after that, you go to Celadon City and get the Silph Scope. So that's why the rival here is so weak. But hey, that's just a theory. Whatever. The channelers here are just free XP for Kadabra. I slurp all the succulent XP. Delicious. The Ghost Marowak is a job for Venusaur. I really want this thing in the highest level it can be. I want this to learn Sleep Powder at level 55 before facing the Elite Four. I'll try to at least. Okay, just a couple more trainers. Very well, we reach Mr. Fuji. Thankfully, he saves us the trip to the bottom. We, now in his house, obtain the Pokeflute, one of the best items in the game, considering how broken sleep is in this generation. Now we wake up the sleeping Snorlax. You can just run away. You don't even get a special message. It's just gone. The way is open, so who cares? I use Jolteon to deal with the trainers here. Its Thunderbolts can easily deal with the birds here. A few trips to the Pokémon Center may prove necessary though. Against the Bikers, Kadabra proves again why he has a spot in this team. With routes 13, 14, 15, 19, 18, 17, and 16 cleared of its trainers. That's a lot, I know, I have so much footage of just a lot of random battles. But with those battles cleared, I go to Koga's gym. Gyarados is used to battle the trainers here. I have to go to the Poké Center very often. The Psychic types used here would be a lot of trouble anyway. But with them out of the way, let's face Koga. Koga leads with a Koffing. I, of course, lead with my trusty Kadabra. A super effective Psychic knocks it down. Next is Muk. Psychic again. Another Koffing, another Psychic. Now it's his ace, Weezing. Psychic is a one-hit KO. And we defeated Koga, and the Soul Badge is acquired. Do you know what it means? It's the main attraction of Fuchsia City. It's Safari Zone time! If you know the layout, there's a lot of loot to gather here, but the big prizes here are the Gold Teeth and HM3 Surf. Besides being a strong water move for our Gyarados, it also gives the ability to traverse water tiles. But before taking advantage of that, let's give the Gold Teeth back to the Warden. Strength is also a strong move for Gyarados. Come on, it's better than Bite. Speaking of making our team better, we can now surf on Route 19 to the Seafoam Islands. The puzzle here is simpler than I remembered. It can be done really quickly. So, emerging on Route 20, we arrive in Cinnabar Island. Remember that old Ember? Let's resurrect our newest team member, Aerodactyl. Finally, we got a flyer. Having to bike everywhere was painful. So, we fly to Saffron City. I'll go to the Fighting Dojo to grab our last team member. Hitmonchan is just a bad Pokemon in Gen 1. So, welcome to the team, Hitmonlee. Silph Co. head office time. What I like to do here is to head to the 5F floor to grab the card key. Now I go to the 9F floor to unlock the nurse so I can heal my Pokemon. Now I go to the 2F floor to begin the tower ascension. Now it's just an endurance test to face every trainer and collect every item here. The nurse is always available in case of an emergency. One of the notable trainers here is the rival, so let's battle him. He leads with Pidgeot. I lead with Gyarados. It hits a weak quick attack. I respond with a chilling Ice Beam, knocking it down. He sends an Execute. I use Ice Beam. To my surprise, it actually knocks it down. A Gyarados of his own comes in. I switch to Jolteon. His bite crits for a ton of damage. Thunderbolt knocks it down. A scary Alakazam comes in. I switch to my Gyarados. It hits Confusion. It took less health than I expected. I answer with Strength. Gyarados has a ton of attack, so his Alakazam goes down. Now it's his starter, Charizard. A single Surf knocks it down, and we defeated the rival. The other notable trainer here is Giovanni, so let's battle him. He leads with his Nidorino. I lead with Gyarados. I use Surf. I use Surf again. Surf once more. And at last, Surf. We defeated Giovanni easy. We get our Master Ball. Now it's time to go to Sabrina's gym. I use Jolteon to sweep the trainers here. Not gonna lie, considering how much I played this game, I never actually learned how to navigate Sabrina's gym. I just go to random teleporters until I fight them all. Okay, enough fooling around. Sabrina time. Sabrina leads with Kadabra. I lead with Gyarados. I use Strength to knock it down. She sends Mr. Mime. Strength leaves it with just a little HP. It only sets up a barrier, so a second Strength knocks it down. Venomoth comes in. I hit Surf for big damage. It paralyzed me with Stun Spore. Then it hit Psybeam for very little damage, so I hit it with Surf in the following turn. Now comes her ace, Alakazam. It goes first with Recover. Then I hit it with Strength to land it with low health. Alakazam sets a Reflect, and I hit my Strength through Paralysis to knock it down. And we defeated Sabrina, and that's the Marsh badge in our hands. This Gyarados is definitively worth the slog of training it. By this point in the game, I like to fly back to Cerulean City. I always face this trainer tucked away in this part of Route 4. Then I go to Route 10 to go to the Kanto Power Plant. Why? There's a rare candy and a PP up here. It's good loot that will matter later. With this sidestep done, I fly to Fuchsia City. I wanted my Venusaur at a high level, so I go use it to clear the Route 19 trainers. They mostly use water types, so Venusaur with Razor Leaf is ideal here. After I'm done with Route 19, I fly back to Pallet Town to surf to Route 21. Arriving in Cinnabar Islands, we go to Route 20. It's also full of trainers. With that concluded, I fly back to Cinnabar Islands. It's Pokemon Mansion time! The devs were kind enough to put a escape rope here, so after looting, fighting the trainers, and reaching the end to grab the secret key, I just escape rope out of the mansion. Convenient, isn't it? So, we got the secret key, huh? We do the obvious and head to Blaine's gym. I get every question here wrong on purpose. Give me that delicious XP. Oh yeah, Blaine. Let's battle Blaine. He leads with Growlithe. I lead with Gyarados. It goes as you think it does. Surf. Surf a second time. Surf a third time. And at last, surf one more time. Good thing we can count. We defeated Blaine, and that's the Volcano badge in our hands. So what else to do but to fly to Viridian City? I go to the gym with my trusty Venusaur in the lead. So after the trainers here are cleared, we can face the gym leader. Surprise, surprise, it's Giovanni. Giovanni leads with a Rhyhorn. Go, Venusaur! Razor Leaf. The trio comes out. It outspeeds me, but it just uses a Growl, so it goes down to a Razor Leaf. Nidoqueen is out. A critical Razor Leaf hits for over half damage. It only answers with a weak Poison Sting. Man, Giovanni has bad moves. Giovanni sends out Nidoking. I miss a Razor Leaf. But yet again, it only uses a weak Poison Sting. Razor Leaf hits for over a half. Again. It hits another Poison Sting. Razor Leaf finishes it. Now it's his ace, Rhydon. Razor Leaf is 4 times super effective, so of course it goes down. And that's Giovanni defeated. And the final Earth badge in our hands. Giovanni finally put up a little more of a fight. In retrospect, using Gyarados would be better. Oh well, it worked out in the end anyway. Now it's time to go to the Pokemon League, but not before facing the rival again. Let's go! The rival starts with a Pidgeot. I lead with Venusaur. That was a mistake, so I switched to Jolteon. Pidgeot hits a critical quick attack for a ton of damage. A Thunderbolt almost knocks it down. It retaliates with a quick attack. Jolteon uses a quick attack of its own. He sends a Rhyhorn. I switch to my Venusaur. It misses a Horn Drill. Venusaur one-hit KOs it, for no one's surprise. Execute is next. Venusaur uses a Swords Dance. I got the TM for it in Silph Co. Execute fails a Poison Powder. Venusaur hits a cut for almost half health of damage. Execute fails another Poison Powder. Venusaur uses cut again. Execute fails yet another Poison Powder. A final cut ends it. Gyarados is out. Venusaur nails a Razor Leaf, just short of downing it to half health. Gyarados bites me. Razor Leaf again. The Gyarados uses Dragon Rage. A final Razor Leaf finishes it out. Now comes a scary Alakazam. I decide to stay in. Alakazam uses a Reflect. I hit cut for a lot of damage. It keeps spamming Reflect. I keep on cutting. Eventually it goes down. Now it's Charizard time. I switch to Gyarados. Charizard misses a Leer. I use Surf to knock it down. And that's it. We pass through the guards in Route 23 to head towards Victory Road. The trainers here are tough, but that's mostly my fault. I still wanna learn Sleep Powder. Whatever. I emerge on the Indigo Plateau. I buy a few items. We have all the money we can possibly want. Then I save before entering, just in case something goes wrong. Okay, I'm ready. Let's face the Elite Four. First up is Lorelei. She sends out a Dugong. I lead with Venusaur. Razor Leaf leaves Dugong with very low health. Lorelei just uses a Super Potion. Another Razor Leaf is enough to knock it down. Next up is Cloyster. It has good defense, but bad special, so it goes down. Slowbro is up. Razor Leaf almost got it down. To my relief, it only uses an Amnesia. A Razor Leaf puts an end to it. I also got to level 55, so we all know what it means. Sleep Powder time! With Jinx sleeping, I begin to use Swords Dance. I use it 3 times. The Jinx wakes up. I miss my cut. And it freezes me with Ice Punch. Good thing I bought a lot of full restores. Jinx crits with Ice Punch. Luck finally goes my way and I hit a cut. What an unlucky turn of events. Well, now we face her ace, Lapras. I hit a Razor Leaf. To compensate my bad luck, Lapras misses a Blizzard. So the following Razor Leaf ends the battle. Lorelei is defeated. Now we can proceed. Next up is Bruno. He leads with Onix. I lead with Venusaur. I outspeed the Onix and put it to sleep. Then I switch to my Kadabra. I create a Psychic, knocking the Onix down. Kadabra is very fast, so Psychic against Hitmonchan, Psychic against Hitmonlee, Psychic against Onix. Now it's his ace, Machamp. Yeah, Psychic again. Bruno is defeated. We proceed further. Agatha might as well be a Poison type Elite Four. She leads with a Gengar. I lead with Kadabra. I strike a Psychic for a ton of damage, but all she does is to use a Super Potion. Psychic knocks it down. She sends in her Golbat. Golbat has bad stats, so it goes down to a Psychic. Haunter is up. A single Psychic is enough to knock it down. Arbok also have bad stats, so it goes down to another Psychic. Her ace is out. Gengar. Psychic deals a ton of damage. Gengar only fails a Dream Eater. I use Psychic for the win, and Agatha is defeated. Yet further we go, but before initializing the battle, I use all my rare candies to level up my Gyarados. Now I'm ready. The last member of the Elite Four is Lance. Lance sends out a Gyarados. I send my Jolteon. Thunderbolt downs the Gyarados. Dragonair comes out. I use Thunder Wave. Dragonair gets fully paralyzed. I switch to my Gyarados. It wastes its turn with Agility. Now it moves first, so I get hit by a Dragon Rage. I use Ice Beam to knock it down. Another Dragonair. Another Ice Beam. Aerodactyl is next. It uses Hyper Beam. Surf knocks it out. Now it's his ace, Dragonite. A single Ice Beam destroys the Dragonite. We defeated Lance. Alright, it's all or nothing. The final battle is the rival. His lead is a Pidgeot. My lead is my Gyarados. I get very unlucky and miss an Ice Beam. Pidgeot starts to glow. Ice Beam almost knocks it down. Pidgeot hits a Sky Attack. I finish it up with Strength. Next is the feared Alakazam. Strength almost defeats it. Alakazam wastes its turn with Reflect. Strength misses. Psychic almost knocks me down. My following Strength is enough to put it down. He sends a Rhydon. It is washed away by a Surf. Exeggutor comes next. I nail a powerful Ice Beam and I get a Freeze. Lucky! A following Ice Beam knocks it down. He sends a Gyarados. I switch in my Jolteon. Gyarados hit me with a Hyper Beam to knock me down. I send in Venusaur. I miss a Sleep Powder. His answer was to use Dragon Rage. My second Sleep Powder hits. I use Swords Dance. Gyarados wakes up. I disagree, so I put it back to sleep. I keep on Swords Dancing. I use Cut for a ton of damage. Gyarados is still sleeping, so another Cut puts it down. Now it's his starter, Charizard. I put it to sleep. Then I hit a Cut for massive damage. Charizard wakes up. I miss my Cut. It uses the opportunity to use Fire Spin. After I'm released from Fire Spin, I finish it up with a final Cut. And that's the battle over. And with that, we win the challenge. That team was not awful. Actually, it's pretty decent. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.